So what about guys like me that don't hunt at all, and even hunters? How can we save money?
Well, we've kind of talked about the hundreds of dollars you could save just by butchering the stuff on your own, but really the big impact here is for people who don't hunt, that have thought about it or know how to hunt, but don't do anything with the meat that they actually shoot. They give it away to their friends that they hunt with, or like I said, the people who are just trying to think about hunting. Just by joining Hunter's Kitchen, you can save thousands of dollars, and I'll tell you how. If you just take the average person's meat intake, and I just figured 10 to 12 ounces per meal per person, 3 times a week, and there's 7 days in a week, so those other days could be leftovers, you could be going out to eat or whatever. So just by figuring 3 times a week, and I basically looked up the average cost of beef, pork, chicken, fish, or seafood on the internet from legitimate sites.
Is this our area, or is this nationwide?
Nationwide prices, and just by looking at it, they seemed very, very realistic. I can't recall the prices off the top of my head, but they're in a spreadsheet that will be available to the people who subscribe. But basically, just like I said, using those 3 meals a week per person at the 10 to 12 ounces. If you supplement that with 75% of meat that you bring home from hunting, then you could literally save over $1,000 per person. And you got a 3-person family in your house. That's $3,000 a year you can save just by taking up the sport of hunting and learning how to do the processing on your own.
That's a nice little 3-4 day vacation.
That's
anywhere.
A vacation.
I mean, good, nice vacation.
It can pay your property taxes. It can pay for credit card debt. Whatever. All it takes is commitment and some time to dedicate to something that you're probably going to love doing.
Well, everybody's got to eat.
That's right.
So I've heard, and I kind of know as a fact, from friends growing up, that hunting does cost money. How does that work into the fact that you said that we can save money by hunting?
Well, that's a really good question, and it's really tough to answer because the simple fact is anybody who hunts spends time doing it, and anybody who doesn't hunt and is thinking about taking up hunting, you for example, you're going to have to cut something out of your schedule in order to do that, whether it be golfing or going to the gym or the party life at the bar, or the video gamers out there. There's hundreds of people that like to play these hunting video games either on the internet or the Cabela's games that come out, and I haven't even seen half of them. And but they cost hundreds of dollars just to get going on these games.
The system and the games and
the
controllers and all kind of memory cards and
what's better than getting out there and doing the real thing? Bottom line is any of your hobbies that you do are going to cost you money and time. And I can't think of any of those hobbies that I talked about that provide the kind of return on investment, whether it's feeding your family or just the enjoyment and time of hunting and being out in the outdoors and just being out there and doing it. So for a guy who's going to spend $27 a month on Hunter's Kitchen to learn how to reap the benefits of hunting after you've killed it, it's really a small price to pay compared to cutting something else out of your time that didn't give you any investment back on your time. So with that.
So yeah, that's not that expensive. I mean, you're looking at $280 if you keep the membership for a year. We'll keep bringing you more videos, of course. The preparing and recipe ones. But if you get in there and get the general concept, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever, you're not looking at that much money there, huh?
No. I mean, $27 a month times 5 months, a couple $100. It's not that big of a deal, and I guarantee you go buy yourself a decent pair of golf clubs. Boom, there's your subscription to Hunter's Kitchen for months. months at a time.
Yeah.
So, and may not have answered the question totally, but I answered it as best as I could, because there's just, like I said, there's hundreds of iterations that you can go through to try to compare the cost of time of doing something else versus hunting, and I'm not going to spend the time to do that. It'd just be too hard.
I understand. Yeah, all hobbies cost money, and if you're going to be out there hunting and trying to save money for your family, why not choose that sport as opposed to going out to the bar all night or going out dancing or whatever you crazy kids do nowadays?
Exactly.
Well, hey, I appreciate it. This was a good conversation.
No problem.
I really learned a lot today. So anyway, check out our site, www.hunterskitchen.com, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, we'll be bringing more campfire conversations in the future, and we'll probably even get into talking about tactics and different things about hunting, or even just some bull crap and hunting stories around the fire. It's good stuff. It's got good stuff to hear, and hope you come back.